Hello YouTube. Thanks for joining me here at Madison's Magical. This is my, I think it's like my 5-day, maybe 4 or 5 day update with my locks that I created for dreadlocks. As you know, if you've been doing your research, they're not considered dreadlocks for at least 12 to 18 months because they have a maturation process. They need to mature. During this time, they're going to go through a zillion changes. And sorry, I got a piece of fuzz. And yeah, they're going to get lumps, bumps, loops. They're going to look crazy and wild. They're going to be super frizzy, which I am really experiencing the frizzies. And even though I even said that I would do neglect method or free form, I went ahead the first time I did this over a week ago. I just sat watching Netflix and I just grabbed random bits of hair, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. Then I started worrying that I didn't section it, so I took the time and I brushed every single lock out. And I'm not happy that I did that for 2 reasons. Number one, I think I lost some hair in that process of brushing it out because my hair seemed a lot thinner. I washed my hair after I brushed it out. You guys saw me sectioning it. It was very silky. But when I got these locks in, my hair was just poof, like a big fuzzball. And I worried that I broke a bunch of hair when I had taken those other locks out, even though I was very, very careful, starting at the ends and just pulling knots out one at a time, you know. So I'm not sure if I did any damage to my hair because my hair still felt very silky and soft after the shampoo. Between the first time I did the locks and this time that I did the locks. So this time my locks are very thin. I'm not happy with them at all as far as that goes. Even though I sectioned, I did take some and split them in half because when I put my finger like to the back of my head on a few of them, they felt like they were 3 inches long. So I split them in half. I took them out with a crochet hook, mini crochet hook. I took them out, and this is a 1 millimeter, but it's so fine you can't barely see the tip. So I was very careful between, you know, that and the rat-tailed comb, taking them out. I've been sleeping with a t-shirt on my head, but unfortunately I didn't know yesterday was going to get so hot. For us here in upstate New York, I'm just south of Niagara Falls and the Canadian border. It got up to 80 yesterday and humid. And of course, just the day when I have to mow my lawn. So I noticed when I mowed my lawn, my head got wet behind here, and now I've got a bunch of loose hairs that have fallen at the root out. No problem. I'm just going to leave them, or maybe I'll decide after my shampoo to incorporate them. I just don't know. I don't want to mess about with my hair too much because I think it's best just to forget about your hair as much as you can at this point, because like Christian says at Lazy Dreads, you know, young dreads are going to be frizzy. They're going to be loopy, bumpy, lumpy, and they're going to look crazy, and it's majorly a patience game. My only regret right now is that I took it out the first time and redid it, and now I've got very thin dreads or locks, and I don't want really thin locks. But that being said, I do not want to take them out at this point. I don't want 2 to combine to Congo. That's not what I want, but it is what it is. So, you know, what I am thinking of doing, and let me take my hair down. What I am thinking of doing is, while my locks are babies, because putting extensions in once your hair matures is really very difficult unless you keep, you know, paintbrush ends, the wispy ends like I have on mine, because my hair has all its volume and then it gets thinner as it goes down because I didn't blunt cut my hair. So in the back, if you looked at my hair, and I didn't really realize that, it went in that shape. like behind my back. So the longest point of my hair was touching my bottom. I think I've already shrunk up a couple inches maybe. Yeah, I've got a lot of shrinkage, because before, when I was pulling on the ends, when my hair was in front here, it was touching my belly button, and now it's a good 3 inches above my belly button, and I haven't even done its first wash. The only thing I have done since I put these in the other day was I sprayed sea salt on my hair, trying to avoid my skin and scalp so that it helps with the locking process. And that's all I have done. So you can see in the back here, this is kind of what I was going for as far as size. To me, that's a perfect size for me, but that's not what I ended up with. So you can see I've got some very different size, and I know that my hair is going into silver and white, which I love, love, love. But you can see that I've got some really thin locks here. And I'm gonna turn around now so that you can see the back of my hair. And I may have to back up a little bit. Oh, let's see how we can do this. Kind of leaning forward so you guys can see. So I'll look at this video and hopefully you were able to see the back of my hair. But yeah, so I've already noticed quite a bit of shrinkage. What I was researching last night was, does the main shrinkage happen at shampoo time? Which makes sense. But anyway, so I have lots of woolen rovings, and I make woolen locks. So my idea is, while my locks are babies, can you imagine this being because this is like the shortest one I have. I was gonna leave this as loose hair, because when this shrinks up, it's gonna shrink up to probably about there. And can you imagine, that will just stick out. So there's no way I'm gonna deal with that. So I know if I wanna keep this particular lock to mature, I definitely have to add my woolen locks to it to help with that length problem. My hair, when I moved in this house 2 years ago, the end of April was my anniversary, 2-year anniversary when I bought this house. My hair was like right here at my shoulder, I believe. I think that's where my hair was, right here. And that's how much my hair has grown. And like I said, the longest point in the back touches my butt. It doesn't now. So, but because I took such good care of my hair, and I love it long, I'm not really happy about losing all the length. So I'm thinking I may put the woolen extensions on there. And it's mainly for aesthetics. That's it. It's not for any, well, no, I take it back. It's for 2 reasons. It's so that these thin ends won't break off, and so that they'll have more bulk to sustain them and to strengthen them. So I'm hoping that my idea of adding these woolen extensions, and of course these have not been felted yet. This is just the wool roving. I also spin wool with spinning wheels, so that's why I have so much wool. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this is going to do 2 things. Help with me and my spirit in keeping the long length, and also to strengthen the ends of my, my very, very fine thin ends. So I'm hoping this is going to do 2 things. So I'm thinking maybe 8-inch extensions, something like that. I don't want them too long, but I want them, because they are going to shrink as well. So they shrink right along with your hair. So I'm just going to kind of weigh the options of what I want to do, and then once I make that decision, I will let you know what I finally decide to do. I don't think that tying back your hair, putting your hair up at this young stage is a particularly good idea. I have to put my hair up in a clip or something right now because I can't take the heat. I get I just melt. I melt with the heat, and that's why I live in upstate New York. So this is my foyer, by the way. Hello. I've got a little, this is actually called a sofa table, but I'm using it as a desk because on the other side here, let me turn you around. That is one of my Lula rooms for my Lula boutique. And that is another room for my Lula boutique. And then I sit here and check customers out when they come to my home. So if you're in the area or you'd like to come and visit me and shop in my Lula boutique, you're traveling this summer and you're going through near the Erie, Buffalo, Rochester areas, just send me a Facebook message and come on over. I've been cutting hair since I was 14. If you're local and you want some help sectioning your hair, or someone to help you start either with backcombing or twist and rip, I'd be happy to help you. So yeah, I'm not a licensed cosmetician. I do not have any license whatsoever, so it would be friend to friend only. I just want to let you know that. Yeah, so that's where we are, guys. So far with my journey, I'm excited and happy. I hope I didn't sound too down in the dumps. Like I said, my only regret is that I didn't leave the original ones in and I redid it, and I've got some really thin locks in here. I'm hoping that they're going to thicken up with time as they get more compressed. Yeah, so, and I know that length won't start back up again for probably 2 years because they're going to keep shrinking. Some people have a lot more shrinkage than others. Yeah, so I just don't know. You can see how long my hair is still. Pulling it from the back. Oh, that one actually almost does touch my belly button. Who knew? So yeah, if you want locks, go ahead and take the plunge. Just remember, you can always brush them out again. You can always brush them out again. So this is a no regrets kind of journey, but you have to have patience. And of course, I'm only 4 or 5 days in, although I had them, like I said, over a week ago as well. Yeah, so just, you know, I can talk about the patience and everything like that, but I'm just baby stepping it. I'm just baby stepping it at this point, folks. Yep, just baby stepping it. So, but the journey I look forward to sharing with all of you. Unfortunately for me, it's going to be a little bit difficult because, like I said, I can't take the heat, and I did this just at the start of summer. So, you know, of course, they're not going to be mature yet, so they won't be as thick and as heavy as they will, you know, 2 years from now. But tomorrow, my Dolly Locks Nag Champa shampoo arrives, and I'm so excited to be able to get in the shower and wash my hair for the first time. Getting the sea salt out of it, and yeah, and just smelling that Nag Champa, which is my favorite incense to burn, which I burn all the time. And I also have my own homemade soap. I made this with the help of a friend a couple years ago. I've got a whole bunch of them. Oh, I'm dying. Okay, these are lavender buds that are inside, okay? My only concern with this is I don't want the little lavender buds to somehow work their way into my dreads. I don't think they will, because I can make the lather on my hands first and then just put the lather in my scalp, you know. But this has, this is saponified. This is a cold processed soap that we made, and it's got coconut oil and olive oil, and I can't remember. I think it might have some shea butter in there, but I can't remember. And lavender essential oil and lavender buds. Ugh, love it, love it, love it. And I want to make some more homemade soaps. I've got all my ingredients, except for I need to get more essential oils. But yeah, so that's where I am at. I've been talking way too long. I did not want this to be 14 minutes long. So I'm going to sign off now. And remember, Remember, you are all amazing. Yes, you are, just as you are.